Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, I would like to continue to pray to the God of dislikes for some financial blessings. This past year, the God of dislikes answered my prayers in kind of a weird way in terms of the financial prayers. What had happened was earlier in the year, I had been falling behind on my investing in my Roth IRA. What had happened was, at my age, I get to invest 7,000 a year into my Roth IRA, right? And only the first 2,000 gets a tax deduction. At the beginning of this year, I was actually still behind on last year's Roth IRA. I think I had 4,000 or something like that, and I still hadn't maxed out last year's Roth IRA. But a couple things happened that inspired me to catch up. What had happened was I had a very toxic roommate kind of situation. Not necessarily toxic. We had differences in chemistry, and the living situation made it impossible for me to eat right. And when I tried to explain this to him, he got very defensive about it, if you could believe it. Long story short, I moved out, and it made me realize how precarious my situation was, right? And that's when I decided to max out last year's Roth IRA and contribute 2,000 to this year so I can get the tax credit. I was gonna leave it at that, and play it by ear after that. Well, I started a job at a tutoring center, and I got really good rapport with all the students, like usual. This time, I had a boss who was much more understanding than previous bosses in terms of scheduling, in terms of various workplace accommodations. One day, I had a student who I normally like, but she had brought in a large bag of Cheetos, gotten it all over her hands and on the tables. I have allergies. I will break out in hives if, I mean, nothing life threatening, but you're at a tutoring center. Plus, some of the places I break out in are kind of private, right? And so that's a big concern for me. Long story short, I made it home safely, but I realized that even at a dream job that I love, things could be a lot more precarious than I thought, right? Something that's not my fault could jeopardize my job, and it inspired me to put another 5,000 in my Roth IRA. So it's a blessing in disguise.